Dear students, today we'll discuss on a topic herbicide classification, formulation and methods of application. Herbicides are unique as they are designed to kill plants. Interestingly, high doses will kill crop and weeds, while small doses will not have any effect upon the crop as well as the weed. The action of a herbicide is usually determined by its chemical and physical properties, with its effect on the plant metabolism, the plant, and the environment. Herbicides may be classified in many ways, but some of the most important groupings are selectivity, timing of application, chemistry, and mode of action. Herbicides are formulated for easy handling, mixing, and application. It also helps the farmers for its use in more effective under different crops, weed, and environmental conditions. With herbicides, it is more important to apply appropriate quantity and best method of application for effective weed control. Regardless of the method used, herbicide must be applied uniformly and at the correct rate. Incorrect application of herbicides result in wasted chemical, poor weed control, excessive carryover, and damage to desirable vegetations. Let us now discuss the history of herbicide. In 1897, copper salt was used for broadleaf weed control in cereal crops. Boley in 1908 used various salt for non-selective control in wheat field. In 1912, sulfuric acid H2SO4 was used for selective weed control in onions and cereals. Dinitrooctocresol, known as DNOC, and triazine were first introduced in 1932 and 1950 respectively. Then in 1974, glyphosate, a frequently sold under the brand name Roundup, was introduced for non-selective weed control. Synthesis and selective nature of 2,4-dichlorophenoxic acetic acid were discovered in 1941, then in 1944, respectively on dandelion. Let's discuss classification. Herbicides are classified based on their chemistry, selectivity, mode of action, time of application, etc. Number 1. Based on chemistry. The herbicides are classified as number A. Inorganic herbicides and number B. Organic herbicides. Number A. Inorganic herbicides. Inorganic herbicides are the herbicides which do not contain carbon atoms in their molecules. These were the first chemicals used for weed control before the introduction of the organic compounds. Examples are number 1. Acids group, arsenic acid, arsenic trioxide, etc. Number 2. Salts group, borax, copper sulfate, ammonium sulfate, sodium chlorate, copper nitrate. Number B. Organic herbicides. Under this, number 1. Oils, diesel oil, standard solvent, xylene type, aromatic oils, etc. Number 2. Aliphatics. Under this, Delapone, acrolein, glyphosate, methyl bromide, etc. And number 3. Amides group, propanil, butachlor, alachlor, diphenamide, propachlor, etc. Number 4. Benzoic group, dicamba, tricamba, coloramban, fennec, etc. Number 5. Pyridiniums. It includes paraquat, diquat, etc. Number 6. Carbamates group, profam, chloropham, barbane, etc. Number 7. Thiocarbamates groups, dilate, trialate, monilate, pebulate, vernolate, benthiocap, etc. Number 8. Dithiocarbamates, metham, etc. Number 9. Nitroline. It is also called as benzonitrates. It includes diclobenil, bromoxynil, etc. Number 10. Dinitroanylyls. It is also known as toluidines. It includes benifin, nitroline, trifluoralin, fluchloralin, phenoxylin, etc. Number 11, phenoxy groups. It includes 2,4-dichlorophenolic acid known as 2,4-D. 2,4,5-trichlorophenolic acetic acid, it is also known as 2,4,5-T. 4,2,4-dichlorophenolic butyric acid, it is also known as 2,4-DV, etc. Number 12, triagenes. It includes atrazine, simazine, metribuzin, etc. Number 13, urease group. It includes monuron, diuron, neburon, flumeturon, metrogeron, etc. Number 14, uracil group. It includes bromacil, terbacil, lenacil, etc. Number 15, in the diphenyl ethers, it includes nitrogen, fluordifen, etc. Number 16, organic arsenicals. It includes cacodylate acid, monosodium metanearsonate, known as MSMA, etc. Number 17, others. It includes bentazone, piclaram, pyrazone, pyrichlor, endothel, etc. Number 2, based on selectivity, herbicides are classified as number A, selective herbicide, and number B, non-selective herbicides. Let us discuss one by one. Number 1, selective herbicide. Selective herbicide control or suppress certain plants without negatively affecting the growth of other plants. Example, atrazine in maize, isoproteron in wheat. Number 2, non-selective herbicides. Herbicides, when applied directly, kill all vegetation including crops. Example, paraquat, glyphosate, etc. Number 3, based on mode of action, herbicides may be classified as number A, contact herbicides, number B, translocated, which is also known as systemic herbicides. So let us discuss first number A, contact herbicides. These herbicides kill only the plant or the plant portions that actually comes in contact with the herbicide. It is effective only when it covers the whole foliage. Selective as well as non-selective herbicides comes under this category. Example, paraquat. In number B, translocated herbicides. These herbicides move within the plant from the place of application to the place where they show their ultimate effect. This property makes them effective in destroying the roots and other underground storage organs of perennial weeds. Weeds controlled by translocated herbicide require days to weeks for total control as they start acting after their absorption by accelerating or retarding the metabolic activities of plant. Example, glyphosate. A translocated herbicides are more effective on perennial weeds than contact herbicide. Number 4, based on time of applications, herbicides are classified as number A, pre-plant application, number B, pre-emergence application, number C, post-emergent application, number D, early post-emergent application. So first start with A, pre-plant application. Pre-plant application is the application of herbicides before the crop is planted or sown. Soil application as well as foliar application is also done. For example, flucloraline can be applied to the soil and incorporated before sowing in rain-fed groundnut, while glyphosate can be applied on the foliage of perennial weeds like Cyperus rotundus before planting of any crop. These herbicides are usually incorporated into the soil to reduce volatility and photodecomposition. Number B, pre-emergence application. Pre-emergence application is the application of herbicides before a crop or weed has emerged. In case of annual crops, application is done after the sowing of the crop but before the emergence of the weeds, and this is referred as pre-emergence to the crop, while in the case of perennial crops, it can be said as pre-emergence to the weeds. For example, soil application by atrazine on third day after transplanting, it is known as DAT, to sugarcane can be termed as pre-emergence to can crop, while soil application by spraying the same immediately after a rain to control a new flush of weeds in an intercultivated orchard can be specified as pre-emergence to the weed. For example, pendimethalin, butachlor, thiobencarb, and pretilachlor are some of the commonly used pre-emergence herbicides. Number C. Post-emergence application. Herbicide application after the emergence of crop or weed is referred as post-emergence application. For example, spraying of 2,4-D sodium salt to control parasitic weed striga in sugarcane after the crop emergence. Number D. Early post-emergence application. Application of herbicide after 2 or 3 weeks after sowing in the slow-growing crops like potato and sugarcane is classified as early post-emergence. In this application, herbicide kill the weeds that grow before the crop plants emerge through the soil. Next is formulation. Herbicides formulation refers to the way in which the basic weed-killing chemicals, that is, active ingredients, are prepared for suitable and safe for their field application. Herbicide formulation is prepared by blending the active ingredient with substances like solvents, inert carriers, surfactants, stickers, stabilizers, etc. Objectives in herbicide formulation are: number 1, ease of handling and application; number 2, restricted activity on the target plants. Need for preparing herbicide formulations: number 1, to have a product with physical properties suitable for use in different types of application equipment and conditions; number 2, to prepare a product effective and economically feasible to use; number 3, to prepare a product suitable for storage under local conditions. Types of formulation: number 1, emulsifiable concentrates denoted as EC; number 2, wettable powders denoted by WP; number 3, granules denoted by G; number 4, water-soluble concentrate WSC; and number 5, pellets denoted by P. So let's start emulsifiable concentrate, EC. Emulsifiable concentrates are those when one liquid dispersed in another liquid maintaining its original identity. In these formulations, herbicides are absorbed on an inert carrier together within surface of active agent and finally bound so that it forms a suspension when agitated with water. Example, Benbel 50 EC. Number 2, wettable powders WP. The active ingredients in this formulation are nearly insoluble in water and may not be soluble in organic solvents. The active ingredients here are solid, so it is ground to a fine powder. A dispersing agent is added to the formulation so that wettable powders will suspend readily in water. Example, Sancor 70 WP. Number 3, granules G. These formulations are produced by applying a liquid formulation of the active ingredients to particles of absorptive materials such as clay, corn cobs, or walnut shells. The active ingredients either coats outside the granules or is absorbed into them. The granular carrier is prepared in advance to a standard size and then the liquid formulation is added. Commonly used granular herbicide is Alacor 10G. The amount of active ingredient is relatively low, usually ranging from 1 to 15%. Number 4, water-soluble concentrates WSC. Here, herbicide mix thoroughly with water and stay in solution even without agitation. They do not separate and settle out in their containers even if stored for long period of time. Paraquat is an example of WSC. Number 5, pellets. Pellets are ready to use dry formulation for application without a liquid carrier. They are larger than granules, and the active ingredient is usually combined with inert materials to form slurry, which is extruded under pressure. Herbicide concentrations range from 5 to 20%. Next is method of application. First, factor determining the method of applications are with crop situation, type of herbicides, mode of action and selectivity, environmental factors, and cost and convenience of application. Different methods of herbicide application are: number A, soil application of herbicides. Under this, number 1, surface application, number 2, subsurface application, number 3, band application, number 4, fumigation, number 5, herbigation. Number 1, surface application. In this application, herbicides are sprayed or broadcast on the soil surface to form a uniform herbicide layer. The herbicide penetrates only few centimeters into the soil because of its low solubility, so incorporation is done to prevent the volatilization and photodecomposition of the herbicides. Example, fluchloralin, left undisturbed under irrigated condition and incorporated under rain-fed condition. Number 2, subsurface application. It is the application of herbicides in a concentrated band about 7 to 10 cm below the soil surface for controlling perennial weeds. For example, Cyperus rotundus is controlled by injecting herbicides to the lower layers of the soil at several points. Number 3, band application. It is the application of herbicides in a narrow band along the crop rows, leaving the inter-rows. Later, inter-rows are cultivated to remove the weeds. This method of application is useful in places where labor is expensive and intercultural operation is possible. Example, spraying of atrazine on maize seed row at the time of sowing effectively control weeds. Number 4, fumigation. Application of volatile chemicals in confined spaces or in the soil to produce gas that will destroy weed seeds is called fumigation. Herbicides used for fumigation are called as fumigants. Example, methyl bromide. Fumigants are good for killing perennial weeds and as well for eliminating weed seeds. Number 5, herbigation. It is an effective method of applying herbicides through irrigation systems, both by surface and sprinkler. Weed control has been equal or better with herbigation than applications with ground or aerial sprayers. The success of good herbigation programs depends upon good management, uniform water applications, and knowledge of the movement of herbicides in the soil. Crop injury or poor weed control can result if water is not applied uniformly. Number B, foliar applications. Under this, number 1, blanket spray. Number 2, directed spray. Number 3, protected spray. Number 4, spot treatment. Number 1, blanket spray. It is the uniform application of herbicides to the standing crops over the entire leaf area without considering the location of the crop. Only highly selective herbicides are used here. Example, spraying of 2,4-ethyl ester to rice 3 weeks after transplanting. Number 2, directed spray. It is the application of herbicides on weeds in between rows of the crop by avoiding the crop foliage. This could be possible by use of protective seal or hood. For example, spraying of glyphosate in between rows of tapioca using hood to control Cyperus rotundus. Number 3, protected spray. In this method, non-selective herbicides are applied on weeds by covering the crops which are wide spaced with polyethylene covers. This method of application is expensive and laborious. However, farmers are using this technique for spraying glyphosate to control weeds in jasmine, cassava, etc. Number 4. Spot treatment. It is usually done on small patches of weeds, leaving relatively weed-free patches untreated. It minimizes the herbicide uses per unit area. For effective control of weeds in crop, it is very important to know the different classes of herbicide with their specific functions. Understanding the characteristic advantages and disadvantages of different types of herbicide formulations help the applicators to choose the formulation that will be the best for its use. Lastly, the appropriate method of application of herbicides will reduce the cost and will also enhance the effectiveness of herbicide in controlling weeds. So dear students, this is all about today's topic, herbicide classification, formulation and method of application. Thank you.